friends, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to Squintillions. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I wanted to share my story with my viewers on how a big news release can personally impact an investor. I woke up this morning, January 18th, knowing there were a few things I wanted to do in my investment accounts with covered calls and cash secured puts. I opened the Robinhood app on my phone to check how things were going in the stock market. Now, I don't have many investments on the Robinhood platform, but I do like the list feature in the app. It is useful to me for easily accessing and keeping track of two lists I check almost daily. One of stocks I own that I use for covered calls, and one for the stocks I might buy or write cash secured puts on. It was right around the time the market was opening, and at first glance, nearly everything in my covered calls list was in the red, except Activision Blizzard, ticker ATVI. Just like this picture, though this screenshot was after the close for the day. ATVI was unexpectedly about $20 higher than it had been on Friday. I'm like, what? What happened that brought about this huge increase? My brain began to speculate as I quickly moved on to check the latest news and found that Microsoft is set to buy Activision Blizzard. I couldn't have been more surprised. The IT behemoth is planning to acquire the gaming giant at a price of $95 per share, a total cash purchase of $68.7 billion. That deal is to be completed in June of 2023, provided it gets over any regulatory hurdles and is approved by Activision Blizzard shareholders. I'm not going to go into the details of the two companies and what they bring to the deal. There are plenty of articles available online on that by the major news outlets. I'll also link the announcement information in the description below. I got shaky and excited just reading the news. Why is this news so important to me? Activision Blizzard makes up 14% of all my investments in the stock market. My family began acquiring shares in ATVI over 10 years ago. I have some shares with a cost basis as low as $20.92. I had sold off some batches of shares of ATVI in the past few years as I tried to further diversify my portfolio. But after I learned about covered calls, I decided the shares were perfect to use for that, and I stopped selling the stock. In the summer of 2021, I was really disturbed to hear the news about the harassment and cultural issues within the company and felt a moral uneasiness about holding onto the shares. However, for me, it doesn't make financial sense to dump all the shares and pay that big capital gains tax, especially while the stock price was dropping well below the all-time highs, and I have no immediate need for the cash. It's been difficult to watch the share price sink lower and lower over the last several months, knowing what it means for my family. Probably a longer delay before I can afford to buy a house in our area. My net worth has essentially flatlined since about last May, as the increases and other investments were negated by the drop in the value of ATVI. My portfolio was also impacted by the general tech sell-off over the last month. I decided to ride out the drop in ATVI while hoping the company would turn things around, and that Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, who allegedly has ignored or been slow to handle employee problems that he was aware of, would be ousted. Once this deal has been completed, the Activision Blizzard business will report to Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, and I'm thinking that means Kotick will be out sometime after the transition. I hope Microsoft can have a positive influence on the culture at Activision Blizzard. That would help me feel a lot better about holding the shares. This deal has given me new hope. I feel like a safety net has been placed under this investment, that the ATVI stock price is unlikely to stray too far below the $95 target price during the next year. There's clearly some hesitancy in the market about this deal working out, otherwise I believe the price would already be up at $95. Here's a specific example of the impact of this news for me today. Last week, I had set up a good until canceled limit order to sell an ATVI covered call expiring on March 18th, 2022 with a strike price of $90. That filled first thing this morning for a premium of $100. I think I had originally set my order for a $40 credit, so that was some lucky timing on that transaction. Maybe $100 will seem like a small premium for that call tomorrow, but I'm just glad that it didn't fill at the lower amount. If that call is in the money in March, or any of the calls I have set up wind up in the money, I'll just keep rolling them up and out for credit until I can get it to at least a strike price of $95. That's a quick rundown on my thoughts on this issue. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more content on personal finance and personal growth here on Squintillions. Keep in mind that the information in this video is not intended as financial advice. Please do your own research before investing in anything.